you can't set the precedent that it's okay for players to throw things into the stands. And that's the precedent they've set here, is that it's okay for players to do just that. Now, with that being said, the bigger question for me in these finals, now we're at 3-3.
Yeah.
And you made the point with me a couple days ago that doesn't it feel eerily similar to the 3-1 deficit the Warriors were facing when Russell Westbrook laughed at Steph Curry? Then they came back and they won 3 straight, and they're in the NBA Finals. Well, didn't Klay Thompson do something that's eerily similar to that, Luke?
Yeah. After LeBron James was, when he was talking, LeBron just been talking during the series, and the Warriors don't like it too much. Had a little run-in with Draymond, obviously. Klay Thompson ultimately came to the media and said, I guess it's a man's game. I guess he got his feelings hurt. Now, you're going to tell me that it's a man's game to the 6'8", 260-pound LeBron James, that it's a man's game. You must have gotten your feelings.
By the way, he's 6'9", 276 pounds.
Oh, well, I stand corrected, and that furthers the point. But
by the way, Steph Curry found out just how big he was on a foul that he took in Game 6.
Yeah, that was, oh man, it was bad. But LeBron just kind of laughed at the comment. So that's the comparison here, is that LeBron James had something that was said about him. They were down in the series 3-1. And now you've got LeBron coming back in the series just like the Warriors did when Steph Curry's defense was insulted.
Yes, Steph Curry learned to play defense the last 3 games. LeBron James, 41 points, 2 games in a row.
Mm-hmm.
He's leading in all the major 5 statistical categories in the NBA Finals. He's leading in those categories over the entire teams, both teams, the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors. He's leading in points scored, rebounds, steals, assists, and blocked shots. When LeBron James plays like this, I don't think there's any question now. Everybody was saying earlier in the season, well, LeBron may not be the best player in the NBA. Steph Curry should be starting to get some of that. LeBron James is the best basketball player on the planet, period, and he's proven it in the last 2 games that when he wants to, no one, and I mean no one, can compete with him.
Yeah, and
he's 6'9" with the speed. He's got the strength and ability and the agility to play the low post, to control the paint when he wants to, and he has the speed and the ball handling skills of Steph Curry. Yeah, that's a scary proposition.
Yeah, and he was during his press conference, I think it was post-game press conference of Game 6, where his team had a good win over the Golden State Warriors. He just told the media, I knew I needed to put it into another gear, and I did it, and we know the rest, that they emerged victorious. And does that remind you a little bit of a man that played back in 95, 96 on the former best regular season record of the season? Does that remind you of him a little bit in the way that he puts the team on his back with that last gear that he has, and he takes them to victory?
There's a reason LeBron James wears the number 23.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Michael Jordan could do the exact same thing. Magic Johnson could do the exact same thing. Magic Johnson, in his rookie year in the NBA, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar gets injured. Magic Johnson goes down and plays center in the NBA Finals and wins in the NBA Finals in his rookie year, because great players can say, giddy up, and put people on their back. And LeBron James, in my estimation, I know, Luke, you're fixing probably your mouth. Shut your mouth after I say this, because it's going to gape open. LeBron James may be, he's not better in my mind than Michael Jordan, but he may have the ability to put more on his back and carry it than Michael Jordan did. And I'll tell you why. Michael Jordan had Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan had Steve Kerr, who could shoot from the outside with lights out.
Tony Kukoc.
Michael Jordan had Horace Grant, who could play the low post. Michael Jordan had help. LeBron James has Kyrie Irving. That's pretty much it. Tristan Thompson every now and then and all, but it's just Kyrie Irving and LeBron James.
Because we know
First,
it's not Kevin Love.
Right. Second off, Michael Jordan won 6 championships with the Chicago Bulls. Okay? 6 with the Bulls. But he never played anywhere except the Bulls, and then when he went to the Wizards and played, he couldn't help the Wizards. He was in the downside of his career, obviously, but he couldn't help the Wizards. LeBron James the Cleveland Cavaliers in the finals by himself. Then he leaves and goes to Miami, puts the Miami Heat in the finals and wins 2 championships. Then he comes back to Cleveland, a team who was the worst team in the NBA, and puts them back in the finals 2 years in a row. He's carrying, not only is he carrying a team on his back, he's carrying an organization on his back. He's carrying the entire area of Cleveland and that northern area of Ohio on his back. I mean, that's a lot this guy's trying to do, and all he does is says, I got it. Just give it to me. And he's doing, and this is something he didn't do earlier in his career. He didn't want to be the guy that took the last shot earlier in his career. And now he understands, right, he understands now it's on him and he has to go. And I tell you what, we are in for a hell of a ball game tomorrow night in Oracle Arena.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see how that game unfolds. And we talk about LeBron James and his gear, his final gear that he has to lead his team to victory. I'm kind of concerned that we haven't seen that last gear from Stephen Curry in the finals.
You know, the thing with it is every other storyline that you want to talk about, Stephen Curry, the MVP, all this, every story you want pales in comparison. I can't even think about anything else except what is LeBron going to do next? And how is LeBron going to carry his team? And how is LeBron going to win this championship? But then the question pops up. If he doesn't win the championship, but he still has a great game and it's very close, how does the NBA not give LeBron James the MVP of the finals? And people say, well, but isn't that the worst award in the world? That, you know, the MVP of the finals, but you're on a losing team, so you have to go out there while they're celebrating and pick up the trophy. I think that most people are right in that estimation, except for LeBron James. I think he would proudly walk out there and say, see, we all know who the MVP is. You got that regular season trophy because they don't like me. But when it counted, everybody knows who the most valuable player in this league is. I think he would walk out there proud and get that trophy.
Yeah, and I think I'm real interested. And, Tom, before we switch gears here, tomorrow night, in Oracle Arena, Game 7, NBA Finals. It doesn't get better than that. Which team do you see on Monday will be the NBA Finals champion?
Well, I think the crux of the win will lie on the shoulders of not Steph Curry, not Klay Thompson, and not LeBron James. I think the decision maker in this game will be Harrison Barnes, and I'll tell you why. The Cleveland Cavaliers have found something that is working. They're not covering Barnes, and they're using that extra man to disrupt Curry and disrupt Klay Thompson. That's what they're doing. They're telling Harrison Barnes, if you can beat us, go ahead and beat us. And Harrison Barnes, as we know, is 2 for 22 in those 2 games. If Harrison Barnes is making shots, then they can't double Steph Curry and Klay Thompson the way they can to disrupt them as shooters, and Golden State will win. If Harrison Barnes can't make a shot, the Cleveland Cavaliers will, in my estimation, will bring home a trophy for the first time in over 50 years to the city of Cleveland, a city, by the way, who desperately needs a championship. But I think it all lies in Harrison Barnes' hands, and I just don't think he has the ability to do it. So I think the Cleveland Cavaliers will probably be your NBA Finals champion.
And I agree with you, Tom. So now I want to talk a little bit about the U.S. Open at Oakmont. Last time
you mean the rainstorm that has a golf tournament?
Yeah, exactly. Last time it was hosted at Oakmont was 2007. Angel Cabrera was your winner at 5 over. What have you seen so far of what you've been able to see? Tom, what have you seen so far from that tournament?
What I have witnessed at this U.S. Open is exactly what every U.S. Open is. You see great players who understand what the average golfer goes through on a regular basis. To watch Jason Day yesterday have no idea how to play this game. This is the world's #1 player, a man who's been on a hot streak, winning almost at will, to look mundane yesterday and pedestrian with shots that he was making shots, but they weren't. They were errant. And all you got to do at the U.S. Open is miss by a fraction, and it can be catastrophic on every hole. And that's what Jason Day was doing yesterday. He was missing, just barely missing, and it cost him dearly. I think he's, 6 over right now on the card. Now, the guy that is right there where I thought he would be, if everybody remembers, my pick for the win here is Dustin Johnson. Dustin Johnson with the share is in the lead at 4 under. They're going to have to play. They're going to get everything else done this morning. Then they'll be on. They'll make the cut after this morning. Then they'll play round 3 in the afternoon. They go 3 off a tee again. They think they'll be able to get it all in without any problems today, because they think the weather is supposed to be perfect for today and tomorrow. So it's shaping up to be a great U.S. Open, and the USGA is going to make, if it dries out enough, the USGA has made that course hard enough. Oakmont's hard enough by itself anyway, but the USGA has set it up hard enough where we could see some very bad golf, which would be very good for me, because I love watching those guys struggle like I do on a daily basis. I know a lot of people don't like to see it. I know some people like, I don't like it when they struggle, because that's not what I tune in for. That's what I tune in for at the U.S. Open, and that's what I look forward to. And I think Dustin Johnson with it. And by the way, a guy that's lurking just 2 strokes back that nobody's thinking about, Sergio Garcia, just two strokes back of Dustin Johnson. And by the way, Sergio, what wins at the U.S. Open is accuracy, and there's not many people more accurate with that driver than Sergio Garcia. So it's shaping up to be a great U.S. Open. I'm going to watch it today, tomorrow. I know Buddy Martin is listening to us live right now out in Colorado as he's visiting with family. So I know he's going to watch the U.S. Open. And it's just going to be great golf, and it's one I think Dustin Johnson probably finishes up and breaks through and wins his first major.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us on the show today, Tom, and we'll see you on Monday.
Hey, by the way, Alan Barney, very good comment on that. I'm drawing you in more. Maybe if I could get Luke that motivated, we'd be in better shape. Y'all have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too, boss.
All right, man. Tom Schmitz, producer here at the Voice of Ocala and Buddy Sports Page, Saturday Sports Page, Southern Pigskin. He does it all. Coming up next, we're going to be talking a little bit of Baylor football and Art Briles and how that situation's shaping up. And then we'll be talking about the College World Series as it kicks off today. That's coming up next on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
And they found that having regular, positive contact with neighbors was linked to a greater sense of personal growth, self-worth, and purpose. Turns out some foods help us release more pheromones, which are chemicals in our sweat that send the message, hey ladies, I'm healthy and I'm worth getting to know. The problem with thinking your glory days are behind you is that it prevents you from enjoying the present.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hey, whatever you're doing this weekend, by all means get over to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala and tell them you heard them on the radio for these super special weekend deals. Just in time for Dad's Day. You'll find knockout roses, double red, double pinks, and all the colors of drift roses, regularly $24.98. Buy one, get one free. All beautiful flowering hanging baskets, also BOGO, pentas, and cone flowers, regularly $5.99 or just $2.99. And listen to this, gorgeous oleander in pink, red, white, and yellow, number 4 size, regularly $24.99 for just $9.99. These are unadvertised, one-of-a-kind weekend specials now through Saturday only, but for more, go to bobwinescamelliagardens.net. Then hurry to Bob Wines, 2610 Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, daily till 4, Saturdays till 3, homegrown, locally owned since 1952.
New windows will beautify your home and bring you immediate energy savings. Renewal by Anderson of Central Florida leads the way in quality and installs the name brand homeowners trust. Visit renewalbyanderson.com for a free in-home consultation with the pros. Right now, buy 4 windows and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, 0% interest, and 0 payments for 12 months with approved credit. Visit renewalbyanderson.com. That's renewalbyanderson.com. Offer ends July 31st. License CGC 1523333.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
WOCA.
Welcome back to the Saturday Sports Page. I am Luke Sylvia filling in for Tom Schmitz, if you haven't heard earlier. And there's some interesting news that just continues to come out of Baylor. Obviously, the situation with Art Briles. And basically, the story is Art Briles was confronted by female students on campus about his football players sexually assaulting them. And Art Briles pretty much brushed it off, kept doing his job, kept coaching football. Now, I think it just doesn't. I don't even know. Art Briles, his arguments haven't made sense because the evidence is everywhere that he knew something. Can I officially prove that? I can't, but I think it's pretty obvious. And in an interview, they asked him about it last season, and he said, "I'm here to coach and win football games," and that was the end of that. So he just kind of dodged every single punch that was thrown at him. But the Waco Tribune-Herald has been quoted saying, "The Briles era is over." Clifton Robinson, a Waco insurance magnate, told the Tribune-Herald that Regents held a conference call Thursday night. Robinson said he could not take part in the call and was told Friday that Briles and Baylor had reached a settlement. He said that he did not know the terms. Now, Baylor suspended Briles with an intent to terminate May 26th and owed him as much as $40 million for the 8 remaining years of his 10-year contract. Robinson was quoted saying, "I was thrilled when I heard that. I think it's a very positive thing for Baylor University to put this behind us and move forward." The settlement comes one day after Briles accused the university of unfairly blaming him and the football program for the school's overall institutional failure in addressing sexual assault. Alan, I don't know how much you've been reading up on Baylor, Art Briles. It's getting kind of old.
Yep, just it's beating a dead horse. I mean, it's over now. He's gone.
Yeah.
Just pay him and let it go.
Now, what I don't understand is how Baylor kept some of those people intact. Whether they demoted them or whatever it was, they're kind of just dodging bullets. And ultimately, Art Briles was the scapegoat. Well, I don't know if you can call him a scapegoat because the scapegoat is innocent. Art Briles is not innocent. He did take the fall, though. not by his voluntary actions. But he did take the fall. Baylor moves on. It'll be interesting, though, to see the recruits, how they respond. Do they want to be associated with the school that has been accused of sexual assault? And unfortunately, I feel like this takes place at a lot more universities than people realize. But when it's magnified like this on such a huge scale, I think it's hard to ignore. And I like I said, I'm just interested to see the recruits. And Alan, do you think that these recruits will be turned off by the whole Baylor thing, or do you think that they'll just say that's a good program football-wise, they win football games, and I'll go there? What's your take on that?
Well, for me, I think some recruits will be scared off by it, some won't.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, some are committed to the school itself and not the people around it, so they'll still want to go there. But it's definitely a tough one for Baylor because they were just starting to get to be a top program, and now they take this, and it's really going to knock them down a bit, I think. And they probably won't be the same for a couple years. It's going to take some recovery time, but I don't think it'll scare off all the recruits. Some, yes, but not all of them.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And now it's all has to do with Title IX, the civil rights lawsuit. And despite being a private school, Baylor's required by the federal Title IX statute to investigate allegations of sexual assault and violence thoroughly, to provide security, counseling services, and academic help to those who report assaults. Part of the law's goal is to help keep victims in school. Now, this doesn't have just to do with the football program. I asked you, do you think that it turns off recruits? I really think it'll turn off female students from going to Baylor.
Yeah.
We often forget to look at that side of things, but you can't ignore it. I mean, the women at Baylor have been assaulted, whether by football players, and whatever, maybe some other sports are involved in that. But right now, all we know is that the football program at Baylor has definitely had some issues handling themselves, I should say. So moving forward, hopefully Baylor can clear this up and move on and not blemish their record as much as they already have. But hey, coming up next, we're going to be talking in studio about the College World Series, which kicks off tonight. I will be joined by Alan Barney to further discuss that, and that is coming up next on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA.
The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on The Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Your quality of life is meant to be fully enjoyed each day. The doctors at Ayers Global understand that and strive to provide a quality of life for you that has no equal. Ayers Therapeutic Services combines naturopathic and family medicine to help all your health needs. Diabetic management, hypertension, pain management, and anti-aging are just a few of the services offered by the Ayers family. Call 352-512-0222 today, and Ayers Therapeutic Services will help you begin to understand that better health begins with you.
Do you remember when summer was a celebration? You know, no schools, no worries, just days packed with your favorite pastime. It was the splendid season you dreamed of all year long. But as you got older and busier, the summer seemed to lose its sparkle. Where did those carefree days go? Well, they're closer than you think. Summer's still sensational at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club, where you can come out and play the grown-up way with our affordable summer memberships. Enjoy our championship golf course celebrating the game's greatest holes, hard-true tennis courts, and a state-of-the-art fitness center. Explore our stately 77,000 square foot clubhouse and unwind at our relaxing spa.
Don't forget the pool!
It's a summer unlike any other, and it's yours with a Golden Ocala summer membership. You can call Golden Ocala at 629-6229 to inquire about a summer membership, or you can visit goldenocala.com to learn more. That's goldenocala.com.
Located in Ocala, Renstar Medical Research has offered a wide range of clinical research trials for 17 years. Renstar conducts clinical trials for conditions such as migraines, memory decline, fibromyalgia, and sun-damaged skin. To learn more, call Renstar at 352-629-5800. Help us create a healthier tomorrow by volunteering today. Please call Renstar at 352-629-5800.
From beautiful townhomes to equestrian estates, Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club provides the perfect haven of elegance for any homeowner. Not to mention our championship golf course, award-winning tennis program, state-of-the-art spa, and new luxury equestrian suite. We offer an array of membership options to suit a variety of lifestyles. Call 352-369-6969 today for more information about our latest real estate offerings.
Hello, everybody. This is Terry Bradshaw of Fox NFL Sunday. Whenever I'm in Ocala, if I'm not singing and singing with my buddy Mel Tillis, then I'm listening to my longtime friend Buddy Martin on WOCA. Of course, I rarely get to Ocala, so if you believe that, I've got some horses I'd like to sell you. Some of them even have 4 legs. Regardless, I highly recommend you listen to Buddy Martin's Sports Page weekdays at 5 p.m. right here on The Source.
Welcome back to the Saturday Sports Page. I am Luke Sylvia once again, here to wrap up the show with a few minutes left. We've got the NCAA World Series starting today. At 3 o'clock, UC Santa Barbara plays Oklahoma State, and Arizona will be playing Miami. And also for tomorrow we've got TCU at 3 o'clock playing Texas Tech. And for the Florida fans, Florida's got a game tomorrow at 8 o'clock against Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina is their first appearance at the College World Series. And joining me now is Alan Barney. Alan, for the people here who don't watch baseball as much, college or MLB, can you explain a little bit, now that we're down to 8 teams, we're officially in the World Series, before we were in the Super Regionals, can you explain a little bit how the World Series works, how the format works, if it's, double elimination, single elimination, how that works?
It's a double elimination series. They get split into 2 sides of 4, and obviously the winners move on to play each other, and the 2 losing teams play each other, and if you lose again, you're out. 2 losses and a barbecue. The term out in Omaha is 2 and a barbecue for if you lose your first 2 games. And basically it just goes from there, double elimination, and then it's like that till the final series, championship series, where it's a best 2 out of 3. So kind of exciting to see. We have a lot of powerhouse programs in Florida and Miami, seem to be there every year, and they're back in it again. You also have 2 first-time programs making it in UC Santa Barbara and Coastal Carolina, so it's an interesting field. Don't know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen in Omaha. There always seems to be some sort of wild action happening every year there.
Right, and the only three teams who were seeded or ranked are in this final 8 in the World Series. You've got number 1 Florida.
Yep.
You've got number 3 Miami, and 6 Texas Tech. Now, aside from that, you've got TCU, Coastal Carolina, Arizona, UC Santa Barbara, and Oklahoma State. I don't know if that's usual in the College World Series, if it's kind of like March Madness in the sense of the teams make it far that you don't really expect to make it far. Can you recall if there's is that a usual occurrence?
Not really, to see only 3 of the national seeds make it, because with baseball anyways, it's not like basketball where all you have to do is win 1 game and you're in,
right,
or moving on, because in baseball every round it's a progress of a series, so you got to bring it to at least 2 of the 3 games,
right,
and that's really hard for these lower programs to do because they just don't have the depth of these powerhouses. So to see 2 first-timers in it, it's really exciting. We'll see how they handle the pressure of being on a big stage like this.
And that kind of poses a question now that we are seeing these teams who weren't nationally ranked, their national ranking, but they brought it in that best of 3 series. Now, I feel like we're seeing this in baseball, college football. It always happens in March Madness because you win 1 and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
So those teams can have a good run that didn't have the best record in the regular season and make it far. But here you've got to really establish yourself, and you've got to really watch film, know who are the hitters, know where and where not to hit, situational hitting, all that type of stuff. There's a lot of things that take place in a series that don't take place in a 1-game series. So do you think that teams are just getting better? There's more recruits going to smaller schools like UC Santa Barbara, Coastal Carolina, and maybe those programs that didn't do so well or haven't done so well in the past, like TCU, that finds himself now in the round of the College World Series in Omaha. So do you think that these recruits are now going to smaller schools? Is that why we're seeing kind of a complete 180 turn?
You could say that. Also, I think a big part of it is kind of like with college football. There's a lot of camps now for baseball, high school baseball players to get out there and get their names out.
Right.
And these smaller schools just take flyers on these kids that nobody knows of. But technology's really helped with that as well, because now you get more video of these players and more players are being found than before. So I think they're just going to the smaller schools.
All right, so I want to get your picks, some quick picks, as we got about a minute left.
Whew.
So tonight, or really rather today at 3 o'clock, TCU, Texas Tech. Texas Tech being one of the nationally ranked teams, one of 3 in the tournament still. Texas Tech, TCU. Who you got?
I'm going to go with Texas Tech.
All right, so TCU will go to, you believe they will go to the losers bracket?
Yep.
All right, and actually, sorry, that was tomorrow. So we'll just start with tomorrow's games. 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Florida, Coastal Carolina.
Soft spot there.
Yeah, well.
You got the Cinderella against the Goliath, really. So I'm really hoping Florida wins. So they're going to go with their ace, Logan Shore, tomorrow. I think they'll pull out that one.
All right, and then today we've actually got UC Santa Barbara and Oklahoma State. Who do you got?
Oklahoma State, really good pitching and also a very powerful offense. So I'll say they'll win pretty easily.
All right, and Arizona, Miami.
As much as I dislike to say it, I'll say Miami. They're a pretty stacked team. They're loaded. They know what they're doing, and they've been here before, so I'll say Miami.
All right. Well, that wraps up today's show. And thank you to my guest, Tom Schmitz, who came over the phone, who was a guest, but not really a guest, as you guys all know. Also, our newest intern, Alan Barney. And I hope Buddy's doing well out in Colorado. He will be joining us in a couple weeks back here. I'm sure he'll be joining us over the phone at some point. To all those listening to here on the Saturday Sports page, I'm Luke Sylvia. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Are you in the process of planning your wedding reception? Or are you planning that birthday party for someone special? Or maybe you're just looking to throw a party for yourself? Are you in charge of this year's company outing and looking for something fresh and fun to do? Well, KT Entertainment is your answer to all those questions. We provide music, trivia, and karaoke for everybody's enjoyment. If you would like to get in touch with KT Entertainment and find out about our competitive prices, call us at 352-512-2611. That's 352-512-2611. Or you can find us on the web at KT4Fun.